hosting the Charlestown Pirates Mid-Southern Conference matchup here as the Musketeers looking to improve and extend their record in the Mid-Southern Conference and their winning record here this year. But we'll get back into it here with about 6 minutes to go before we get tip-off here. Mikey, any comments what you got on this matchup here tonight?
Well, I mean, you look at it on paper and you kind of feel like, we're the better team. But, as you know, any game in this conference is not an easy game. And any game in this league's not easy. And, Charlestown is a team that, record-wise, they're not, you think they're not very good, but they're going to come in here and compete. They beat Board last weekend, who we know all about Board. We had our hands full in the holiday tournament with them, going to overtime with them, and we're going to have to show up and play tonight, and it's not going to be an easy task.
In my opinion, Mikey, going and adding to kind of what you said there, over the last couple weekends here, we've had some big-time basketball games, that with Silver Creek and North Harrison, and then last Saturday night with Paoli, and then you kind of going into a game here that you're expected to win pretty big on, and it's going to be real interesting to see, how this team responds. Do they come out with the fire and intensity they come out over the last 2 weekends, or are we just going to kind of just wait back and let the game come to us?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And last weekend I think you kind of got a taste of this team has really grown. If you take it to the weekend before when Silver Creek came to town, and they had a 6-point lead, 4-point lead at the half, and they just maintained that in the second half. Never let Silver Creek really get any closer than that. And then they went to Austin, took care of business, and then they went down and just battled at North Harrison. And one of the top 2 teams in the conference playing on their home floor against a very good, well-coached team, and went down. I mean, it ended up being an 8-10 point ball game, but both of us being there, we kind of controlled that game till midway through the second half, and it comes down to execution late, and we didn't do it. And then we come back and play a sectional foe who come in and played a type of game that we hadn't seen all year and held us to, I believe, 11 points the first half last weekend, and we had to adjust to that, and we came back out in the second half and got our game going and kind of took over that game.
And not to touch too much on the games over the last couple of weekends, but I think one point that I like to make going forward that I think could be critical to us is that when you play a team like North Harrison and you get beat by 8, North Harrison only had 3 turnovers all night. So I think that just proves to you right there, when you take care of the basketball, you're going to give yourself a chance to at least stay in a ball game, if not win the ball game when it comes crunch time at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was actually 2, but we only had 8 that night. I mean,
yeah.
And as a varsity head coach, if you get 8 turnovers in a night, you feel pretty good about it. You ought to win the basketball game. And, North Harrison's going to be a tough team to play in the postseason. And but I think this last 2 weekends get us ready for the postseason. And, we know there's a few weaker teams in our sectional that, we're going to be favored to win. And this is the type of game that you come into tonight as, we're starting to hit a stretch with conference games. And you got Salem here in another week or so, a county rival, been out of school this week for 3 days. How much focus do these boys have coming in here tonight?
100%. Couldn't agree with you more. And those are all questions that, are going to be answered here in about 3 minutes. But, we usually wait a little bit, but we'll get right to it here. We don't know a whole lot about this Charlestown team, but what we do know in the past, the new coach, but typically they do have some kids that just flat out get after their football program. So typically they're really physical. They're going to play a physical ball game. So I don't look for anything any different with that. But what do you look for in the keys to the game victory for both teams here tonight, Mikey?
Well, I think for Charlestown, they don't want to get into an up-and-down game with us. I think, they're athletic, but I don't think they're capable of scoring 70 points where we are. And I think, it's going to be a key every game that we play from here on out. They're going to try to keep Jacob and Kate in line, in check, and we're starting to find them other scorers. So, They can't let anybody have a career night. They're going to have to take care of the basketball, and they're going to have to control the boards. But for us, I think the big thing's going to be a quick start tonight. Come out of here, out of the gates early, get after it, get going. I think, early and often you got to go to Jacob and get him some touches, get him going. And when we do that, things open up so much more for us. And then we're going to take care of the basketball. And I think we want to play an up-tempo game. I think we want to get the game into the upper 60s, low 70s.
I think adding to that, Mikey, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Not that he's not played well, but offensively he's kind of been a little bit stagnant over the last 2 weekends. I'm looking for a big night from Nancy Edlin tonight.
Yeah, and I'll add a little bit more to that is KT's starting to more and more get more involved, and I think he's got to take it to another level tonight. If you get them two averaging 10, 12 points a game with Kate, Jacob, and even Caleb Jones has come up big. He's getting bonus points, as I call them, and his 4 or 5 points may not be career nights, but they're big that opponents have to guard him.
Absolutely. Well, we got about 20 seconds here, Mike, before we get to the national anthem, so we'll take this opportunity to step away, hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back to you to get those starting lineups from both teams. In one moment, you're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Yo, listen up. Papa John's is rolling out their New York-style pizza. The oversized pizza has 8 big foldable slices with just the right balance of crust and toppings. Order one today online, your Papa John's app, or call the Salem location at 812-883-3369. Each New York pizza is $13 for a one-topping pie and is available for purchase until March 13th. The New York-style pizza is a classic that reigns supreme, so we're excited to offer consumers this foldable crust favorite made with our fresh, never-frozen dough. Stop in and see our new store manager, Shelby Lehman, today about setting up a fundraiser for your nonprofit event. Also, they're still hiring drivers and inside help. Apply online at harry.com, the HARRI.com. Remember, hot, fresh pizza is just a phone call away, 812-883-3369.
Commissioner Neidig, can I have a quick word?
Of course, Governor. What can I do for you?
Well, I just want to say thank you.
For what, sir?
For your service.
Well, Governor, you're welcome. And you know that I'm incredibly passionate about what we do at the IHSAA.
Oh, I do, and I share your passion. Without the IHSAA, we'd be without something incredibly important to our state's culture and to me, the boys and girls basketball state tournaments.
Without Hoosier hysteria, Indiana just wouldn't be Indiana, would it?
You're absolutely right, it wouldn't. And after all these years, I still can't seem to prepare myself for the excitement of the tournament.
Governor, the only way you can prepare for Hoosier hysteria is by getting your ticket.
Oh, you know I'll be the first in line. Nobody does basketball like Indiana. This is high school basketball. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. Conclusion of our national anthem there, Mikey. No band tonight, and I'm sure that's with the COVID stuff. They just want to minimize that a little bit. But miss Mr. Lindley and the pep band here tonight. But we'll get you the starting lineup. So we'll start first with Charlestown Pirates. They'll go with a senior, number 2, Chase Benner, a sophomore. A sophomore, number 15, Austin Pickrell. A freshman, Demetrius Phelps. Another freshman, Grayson Connell. And a junior, number 32, Jake Help. For the Musketeers, they'll go with a 6'3 senior, number 23, Kay Jones. A 6'1 senior, number 24, Caleb Jones. 6'1 sophomore, number 25, Cade Temple. In the middle for the Musketeers, 6'10 junior, number 30, Jacob Cherry, and another forward, a 6-foot junior, number 33, Yancey Edlin. And that's your starting lineups for both teams here. Charlestown Pirates coached by Matt Lynch, and the Musketeers are coached by Mr. Chandler Pribble.
You know, Coach Lynch, he's a former New Albany assistant. He was down there in the Romeo Langford area, went to Tell City, and was able to come get close to home, get a job back here as Coach Smith stepping down at Charlestown. And, you know, I look for him to do good things with this program coming from, you know, Coach Shannon down there. You know, he knows the game of basketball, and, you know, I think he'll do good things for this program down the road.
Well, you know, another one I was talking to earlier is he was setting the film equipment up. You got Mike Warren down there, head coach at Jeffersonville High School girls team for years down there. And I believe, I'm not sure, Mikey, but he may have won the state championship with Jeffersonville down there.
Oh.
But you was going to say something about this crowd while we were talking.
Yeah, I mean, we both kind of hit it. We both looked at each other there while we were off the air. But, you know, fans are starting to hear and, you know, see and recognize this team. And, you know, it's been a long time since we were starting to fill the cheer section up in the stands. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you're not out here, I recommend it. I promise you, you're not going to be disappointed. And if you're not here tonight, I'd recommend coming next Saturday night when county rival Salem comes to town.
Oh, yeah. The ball's up, and the tip is controlled by the Charlestown Pirates. Demetrius Phelps has it, as he'll bring it across the timeline. He'll go left side to Helton. Helton back now to Connell. Now right side to number 32. Helton again. Now here's Connell. Connell on the left side, back up top to Pickrell. Back to Connell. Musketeers in a 2-3 zone right now. Connell back now to Helton. Now left side to Demetrius.
A lot of patience being shown here by Charlestown.
They must have watched the Paoli film. Helton now, ball almost stolen away by Yancey. Now Connell let a long three go and nothing there, as it's brought in by Cade Jones and off to Yancey Edlin. The Musketeers with their first possession now. Heads up here to Jacob Cherry. Cherry spins, going to work on him. Off glass, got it. And that's a quick timeout by Charlestown. Not sure if he was upset about the first shot they took or this defensive possession down there. I'm going to say a little bit of both.
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
But you called that, Mikey. I'm not sure that, you know, at one-on-one down here in the paint, they let Jacob get it that deep. It's going to be tough on him.
Well, I know the Benner kid's 6'10" and 6'9" as well, but, you know, I don't think he's as good as Jacob. And, you know, he's just, you know, he is a senior, but I don't think he's had much time till this year at the varsity level. And, you know, Jacob gets working early on him. It'll, you know, take his confidence away, and he'll be able to take care of business down there.
So here's Phelps off to Connell. Connell out top with it, off to Helton. Or Pickrell, excuse me. Now to Helton. Back to Phelps. Now Connell. Connell on the right side. Back to Phelps. Now left side to Pickrell. Back out top to Helton. Helton holds on to it. A lot of standing around right now. As he'll dribble it back out. We're 6.5 minutes in the first quarter here. Musketeers up 2-0. Right side to Connell. Back out top to Helton. Helton let a long three go. No good. Rebounded out there by Caleb Jones. KT now. Looking on the left side. Looks inside the Cherry. Nothing there. Back out top to Cade Jones. Jones back left to Cade Temple. Temple spins. Going to bring it back out now. Give it off to Caleb Jones. Now back to Temple. Temple set the offense up again. Right side now to Jones. Out top to Cherry. Left side now to Cade Temple. Temple. Out top to Yancey Edlin. Edlin down the middle. Back to Cade Jones. Jones on the right wing. Spins now. Back out to KT. Musketeers showing patience now. Caleb Jones now to Cade Jones. Here's Cade to Caleb. Caleb for a three. Got it.
You know, they're not guarding him. He
Yeah.
starts knocking that down. That just makes things a lot easier for Jacob inside.
5-0 with 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Connell right side. Out top to Helton. Left side now to Pickerel. Pickerel drives, pulls up for a 15-footer. No good. Drawn in by Jacob Cherry to KT. Right side now to Yancey Edlin. Back to Caden Temple. Temple looking. Now off to Caleb. Back out top to Yancey. Down low to Jacob Cherry. Ball stolen away. Picked up by Pickerel. Pickerel on a run out now. He'll go in for the left side. Laid off the glass and got it. Here's Cade. 5-2 now. 4:35 to go here in the first. Temple now out top. Left side to Caleb Jones. Caleb, he'll let another three go. Ooh, in and out. Rebounded out of there by Benner. Now to Phelps. To Pickerel. Left side to Helton. Short corner now to Benner. Now back out top to Pickerel for a three. Got it. Tie ball game, 5-all with 4:10 to go here in the first quarter. Cade Temple now. Cade Jones. Jones on the right side is going to drive middle. Pulls up for a 15-footer. Knocks it down. Pretty tough shot right there, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, that's good defense, better offense, as they say.
7-5. We're under 4 minutes. Here's Connell. Charlestown starting 2 freshmen. Connell and Phelps. Phelps now has it. Right side now. Pickerel. Here's Connell. Off the runner. No good. Benner with a rebound. Shot fake. Up. Blocked away by Jacob Cherry. Picked up by Phelps. Out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Charlestown Pirates. Charlestown basketball as Pickerel has it out top. Left side now to Helton. Short corner now to Benner. Back out top to Pickerel. Pickerel now off to Helton. Helton for a long three. Got it. 8-7 now. Charlestown with a 1-point lead. Temple. Now Cade Jones. Jones. Edlin. Left side to Caleb Jones. Caleb. Cross court to Temple. Temple looking to drive. Spins. Over to Caleb. Caleb will drive in. Off the glass. No good. Gets his own rebound. It'll be out of bounds. It'll be Charlestown basketball. Pretty good effort down here by Charlestown that time.
Yes, you know, they've kind of responded.
Yep. 8-7 still a score. 2:40 to go here in the first. Pickerel. Now here's Helton for another three. No good. Cade Jones with a rebound. Jones pulls up for a long three. No good. Rebounded by, fought for. It's going to be a jump ball, and I believe it'll be Eastern basketball. As Thierman will check in and replace Phelps.
Not a great shot by Cade right there, in my opinion.
No. Musketeer basketball underneath their own basket. Here's Caleb Jones for another three. No good. Jacob Cherry. Ball's fought for again. Off to Caleb. Now Cade Jones. Jones pulls up for another 15-footer. Partially blocked by 15. They're going to nail him with a foul. I don't know if I agree with that call. Looked like a pretty good block to me, Mikey.
Yeah.
Let us send Cade Jones to the line to shoot 2 here.
Yeah, we've kind of been sloppy the last couple of minutes.
Cade at the line. His first one's on the way and good. Tie ball game, 8-all now with 2:09 to go here in the first. Jones eyes the second one. It's on the way and no good. Rebounded out there by Benner off to Pickerel. Pickerel. Back to Benner. Right side to Thierman. Thierman. To Pickerel. Now right side to Connell with a runner. Got it. 10-8. Charlestown Pirates on top. 1:47 to go here in the first. Here's Caleb Jones. Out top to Cade Jones. Cade looking to drive. Nothing there. Goes right side to Cade Temple. Back to Cade. Cade drives middle. Goes over to the corner to Caleb. Now back to Yancey. Now inside to Jacob Cherry. Now back to KT for three. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Jones. Back to Cade. Cade with a three. Got it! 11-10. 1:17 to go here in the first. Here's Benner. Left side. Travels. Turnover Charlestown. Back to the Musketeers. As Ottersbach will check in and replace Benner.
Well, I think it's important you got to go with Jacob right here. You went to him first possession. You haven't went to him really since.
And they just went shorter.
Yeah.
Smaller.
Playing his zone.
Here's Caleb. Cross court to Cade. Cade will let another three go and buries it again. You let him get in rhythm, it could be a short night. 14-10. We're under a minute here in the first.
His eyes lit up when he seen that zone.
Here's Pickrell. Left side to Helton for a three. No good. Rebounded by Cade. Ball thrown off of a Charlestown player, and it will stay with the Musketeers. With 40 seconds to go here in the first, Musketeers up by 4, 14-10. Temple.
They didn't stay in that zone long.
Now Jones, right side. Out top to Yancey. Left side to Caleb. Caleb, I believe we're going to get a foul on Ottersbach.
Well, if they look, they cleared out that whole backside. If they can throw it over the top, I mean, he's got an easy lay-in.
If not a dunk.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
There's Caleb. Left side, out top to Yancey. Now back to KT. We're at 15 seconds. Temple now. Down to 10. Goes to Yancey. Yancey, cross court now to Cade. Now to Caleb. Inside the turnover. Picked off by Pickrell. Pickrell on the move. They're not going to get a shot off, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. Musketeers on top of the Charlestown Pirates, 14-10. We'll step away here, word from our sponsors. Be back to you in just a moment. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Hey, Carrie, you know how we like to say that high school sports are the purest form of amateur sports?
Pure spirit, pure sport. That's Indiana High School Athletics.
Well, I learned something the other day that further proves that.
I'm interested. Tell me more, Chris.
Well, we all know what amateur means, but do you know the root of its meaning? It means for the love of.
Wow, you're right. That really does reinforce the idea that high school sports are the purest form of sport.
Fans, I'm IHSA Assistant Commissioner Chris Kaufman.
And I'm Assistant Commissioner Carrie Rosati.
If you want to watch sports in their purest form, get a ticket and go support your high school sports teams.
Everyone there, from the players and coaches to the fans and officials, they are there simply for the love of the game.
Pure spirit.
Pure sport.
This is pure spirit. This is pure sport. This is your IHSAA.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School. Start of the second quarter. Be Charlestown basketball. Musketeers up 4, 14-10. Here's Pickrell. Short corner now to Thierman. Thierman shot fake. Up off the glass and got it. Jacob did a good job there by not going for the fake and fouling there.
Yeah.
14-12 now. Cross court to Caleb. Now into Jacob. Jacob off the glass. No good. Gets his own. Nope. Thierman pulls it in for the Pirates. Jacob's got to finish that one, Mike.
Yeah, he does. And that's what I was talking about. You know, I cleared that whole side out for him.
Here's Connell. Connell. Back out. Right side to Helton. Inside to Ottersbach. Off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Jacob Cherry. Off to Yancey Edlin. Edlin on the move now. Right side. Out top to Cade Jones. Left side to Caden Temple. Temple's going to let three go. No good. Rebounded. Fought for. Brought out there by Otters back to Charlestown. He'll give it off to Help. Now back to Pickerel. Branson White set to check into the next dead ball. Here's Thurman. To Otters back. It's going to be off of Jacob. Out of bounds. Going to stay with the Pirates as Branson White will come in and replace Caleb Jones. Benner's back in. We'll replace Otters back. Ball's out top. Now here's Helton for a long three. No good. I believe we're going to have an offensive foul on Benner. Back to the Musketeers with 6:39 to go here in the first half. Musketeers holding on to a 2-point lead, 14-12. Here's KT, left side to Branson White. Now Yancey Edlin. Now we're going to try to go down low. We throw it at his feet, turn it over. Off to Pickerel now. Pickerel to Connell. Now over to Thierman for three. No good. Rebounded by. Couldn't tell who that was, but
Benner with the first one.
As Help gets the putback. Tie ball game. 14 all, 6:06 to go. Edlin out top to Kay Jones. Jones will let a long three go. No good. Rebounded by Pickerel of Charlestown. I don't like our shot selection right now at all, Mikey.
No.
Benner, now Connell for three. Air ball, rebounded by Yancey Edlin. Yancey out top to KT, now Branson White. Now Kate Jones on the left side. He'll drive baseline. We're going to have a foul called on Helton as Eli Guthrie will check in and replace Jacob Cherry.
I think they got Hale or Charlestown stepping out right there.
Oh, okay. Temple inbound it for the Musketeers. Get it into Cade. Cade will let three more go, and he got it.
Now that's a good shot.
Yep. Anytime he can get his feet set, I don't care if it's one pass in the offense. In my opinion, it's a good shot.
Yeah.
5 minutes to go here in the first half. 17-14. Musketeers on top. Here's Benner down low working on Eli Guthrie. Fades away, pulls up. No good. Cade Temple with a rebound. KT now. Off to Cade. Cade. Out top. Shot fake. Off to Edlin. Right side to Branson. Branson, they're not even guarding Branson White. Now Cade. Cade's going to go to work on Benner. Backs it back. Out top to Yancey Edlin. Under 5. Here's Cade Jones. Jones going to pull up for another three. No good. Rebounded by Yancey Edlin. Up again by Branson White. No good there. Now Eli Guthrie comes out there with it. And he'll get it off to Cade Temple, but it's hit out of bounds by Charlestown to stay with the Musketeers. I thought there was a foul there on Yancey.
Yeah, he got hit pretty hard.
Yeah.
But he's all right.
That's a pretty hard fall there. Musketeer basketball. Here's Yancey Ellen will trigger the in for the Musketeers. He'll get it in to Cade Jones. Jones, back out top. Now give it off to Cade Temple. Temple now, high post now to Eli Guthrie. Guthrie now looking, goes off to Branson White's flipped away, out of bounds, and will stay with the Musketeers.
It's lack of effort.
Yeah.
They're not working us right now. It may not be a bad idea if coach call timeout here and just address them.
Very lackadaisical, ain't we, right now?
And, that's what I talked about. You've been at home all, last 3 days and not in your normal routine right now.
The Musketeers. Eli on the left side, out top to Branson. Now KT, down low to Eli shot fake, up, no good. But he'll go to the line to shoot two. Like seeing him go straight up with that, Mike.
Yeah. And know what he's trying to do to draw the foul.
Yep.
But
Well, Eli will be at the line to shoot 2 here with exactly 4 minutes to go in the first half. First one's up from Guthrie, no good.
that's why you want him to go right up with it.
Eli will have one more coming to him. The second one is up and good. 18-14, Musketeers on top. Here's Phelps back in the ball game now. Now off to Pickrell. Pickrell being double teamed. Step through, gives it to Phelps underneath. He'll go off the glass and got it. Charlestown hanging in there. 18-16 now. Kay Jones now. Looking. Left side to Branson. Branson will attack middle. Goes back to KT. Right side to Yancey. Yancey will let 3 go. No good. Rebounded by Ottersback. And we're going to have a foul on Eli Guthrie. That'll be Eli's first. Team's first of the half. First foul on us, Mike. There's only been 5 fouls called this first half.
Yeah. Well, when you're shooting 25 footers.
Yeah. There's Pickrell. The Benner.
He travels
Out top.
to me.
Helton, yeah. Helton. Looking for a backdoor to Ottersback. Off the glass, no good. Pickrell picks it up and lays it in. He's going to get a foul on Helton here. And you got to give him room to come down.
Yeah.
As Connell will check back in and replace. He's going to replace Benner. 18-18. We're under 3 here with 2:59 to go in the first half. Yancey throws it in the backcourt now as Jacob Cherry set to check back in as the next dead ball. Caden Temple looking for the back door, goes with Yancey Edlin. Yancey down the middle. He'll go up from the right side, off the glass. No good. We're going to get another foul on Eli Guthrie. On the floor for the Musketeers, we got Branson White, Yancey Edlin, Cade Temple, Cade Jones, and Jacob Cherry. Charlestown basketball with 2:41 to go with a chance to take the lead here. Pickrell off to Phelps. Left side to Connell. Connell kicks it around. It's going to be out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Charlestown Pirates. Now here's Phelps. Left side to Connell. Goes inside to Helton. Helton with a turnaround jumper. No good. Yancey Edlin with the rebound. Yancey up ahead to Caden Jones. Jones is going to drive baseline. Nothing there. Tries to skip it over to Branson White, but he stepped out of, but Phelps tipped it out of bounds, so it'll stay with the Musketeers. Temple to inbound it over in that bad spot over there,
Yeah.
Mike. You're right there in that corner. And
Well, I mean, they're giving us Branson right there, so.
and he's going to let 3 go and knock it down.
Give us that again.
The Branson's like, you're going to give it to me, I'll take it. 21-18, under 2. Pickrell. Ottersback, now Connell in the left-hand corner. He'll drive baseline, dump it over to Ottersback. Blocked away by Jacob Cherry.
I mean, I like to see keep it inbound, so.
Yeah, we talked about that the last game, Mike. You know, it's impressive. The kids like it. The student section likes it.
I mean, maybe it'll fire us up a little bit.
Connell, now to Phelps. He down in the lane, up off the glass and got it. He kind of just slithers in there, Mikey.
Yeah.
21-20. Musketeers. Here's Edlin for a 3. No good. Gets his own rebound off the glass and got it. 23-20, 118 left in the first half, and Charlestown's going to throw it out of bounds and go back to the Musketeers. Well, I'd like to see a little run here, Mikey, this last minute, 14 seconds here.
Yeah, I would too. Like stretch this out to about a 7 or 8 point lead going into the half.
I like that effort by Yancey there on that last play, ball in the shot, getting his own rebound.
Maybe seeing one go through, get him going right there.
Here's Branson. Back out to KT. Now to Edlin. Edlin out top with it. Now Charlestown in a little 2-3 zone. That didn't work so well last time for them, but they're going to try to end the half here. See if we can get one to go. Cade Jones to Jacob Cherry in the corner. Now back to Cade Temple. Out top to Yancey. Yancey drives down the middle of the lane. Dumps it over to Jacob Cherry. Cherry back to Yancey. Yancey battles in up off the glass. No good. As Otterback gets the rebound, and he'll get it off to Connell. Now back to Pickerel. 26 seconds left. Phelps. High post to Helton. Back to Pickerel. Cross court. Picked off. Almost by Cade Jones. Back to Phelps. Picks it up. Now Helton. We're going to get a timeout by Charlestown here, and it'll be a full timeout, so we'll step away here. Word from our sponsors. Be right back to you. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Yo, listen up. Papa John's is rolling out their New York-style pizza. The oversized pizza has 8 big foldable slices with just the right balance of crust and toppings. Order one today online, your Papa John's app, or call the Salem location at 812-883-3369. Each New York pizza is $13 for a one-topping pie and is available for purchase until March 13th. The New York-style pizza is a classic that reigns supreme, so we're excited to offer consumers this foldable crust favorite made with our fresh, never-frozen dough. Stop in and see our new store manager, Shelby Lehman, today about setting up a fundraiser for your nonprofit event. Also, they're still hiring drivers and inside help. Apply online at harry.com, the HARRI.com. Remember, hot, fresh pizza is just a phone call away, 812-883-3369.
All right, welcome back to Eastern High School here. 14.3 seconds to go here in the first half. Charlestown basketball, 23-20 score. Musketeers on top of 3. Mikey, where's Charlestown going to right here?
Well, I look for him to try to go to Pickerel. He's been the offensive threader trying to get, Phelps get to the rim.
Well, here's Helton. He's going to get in the backcourt to Phelps. We're down to 10. Go to Benner. Try to go to, and here's Helton that picks it up with a little runner. No good. Cade Jones comes out there with it. 3, 2, 1. Jacob Cherry, we're going to try to throw it up. No good. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half. 23-20. Musketeers on top. As we'll step away here, word from our sponsors. Be back to get the first half stats from Mikey Batt and his thoughts. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, happy holidays to you, your family, your staff, and everybody with the IHSAA. We are back to wrestling and bouncing balls and doing everything that we can because we're about a month away from some championships in winter sports, are we not?
We are. Right around the corner, we've got girls swimming, wrestling, and the girls basketball sectional series all start within the next month. So, as we've talked before, teams had Christmas break that get their teams tuned up and all their stuff in for the year, and they got to go, they got to get better, and they got to get ready for tournament time.
Yeah, you mentioned a girls pairing show will be here before we know it.
It will be. It'll be a couple weeks out, and we'll unveil those brackets, and everybody will be sitting there at their watch parties, just seeing what their tournament draw is going to look like. You know what? I love following the kids and the coaches and the teams across the state when it comes to our tournament pairing shows, just because it's excitement time. It's a time for gathering. Teams get together and watch you and
obviously are student athletes. That's why we're in business. But we also, you coached, I coached. We'll spend a little time talking about coaches. You know, holidays are just wrapped up. That's going to be one of the last times that coaches in basketball will have any significant time with their family until the tournament's over. And everybody thinks they know how to coach. That's part of being a Hoosier. That's part of your DNA. If you're a Hoosier, you understand basketball. But you and I both know how much it takes to do these things behind the scenes. And there's no way that coaches get the credit that they so richly deserve.
No, they don't. And, you know, I would tell you today that I sit in the seat that I sit in and get to do what I do because of a coach who took time in my life to mentor me, to challenge me, to teach me that I could be something that I didn't think I could be, found a little more of my game than I thought I could have. And, you know, those memories and those things that coaches do for kids are just phenomenal. And they do it selfless. They're not in it for themselves. You know, they're first of all, in most cases, they're teachers first. You know, they're worried about the classroom, the first degree kids are going to get in their life, that high school education. And, you know, I'm so thankful to do this in Indiana because we've got incredible coaches that care nothing more than about developing kids.
You make a great point in the sense of I often ask people to tell me who, besides their parents, was the most influential person in their lives and in their careers. And the overwhelming response is it was a teacher or a coach. And
no,
that's not by accident, for heaven's sakes.
No, it's not. And, you know, I've always, you probably know this gentleman, but there's a guy out there in my life named Herb McPherson who coached me for 2 years. And Coach came to North Posey High School when I was a kid and helped me grow so much. And I'll be forever indebted to what he did. And, you know, every time I see him, I thank him for what he's done for me as a human being. There's certain people that you walk this life that you look at them and it doesn't matter how long you've been away from them, but you still address them as coach. And I think that's such a term of endearment and what people mean to them.
It's an exciting time. I used to think as a college coach, the month of January was the longest month of my life. But I think in the high school realm, it's an exciting month because you have tournaments. You're getting ready for tournaments. You need to get your game better. You need to improve individually and collectively as you head into the greatest time of the year, which would be tournament time for those of us in the basketball world.
It is. And, you know, it's so exciting. And you're exactly right, Coach. You know, preparation is here. It's time, and you know, teams they're going to suit them up, and they're going to play. And there's so much on the line when they play those tournament games. You know, if you play well, you move, you get to play the next day. But if you don't play particularly well that night, you know, the season's over, and you celebrate the successes of that season. And you know, it's time of a lot of joy, but there's also heartache involved because there's that special thing called high school basketball or high school athletics that just means so much to kids.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Yo, listen up. Papa John's is rolling out their New York-style pizza. The oversized pizza has 8 big foldable slices with just the right balance of crust and toppings. Order one today online, your Papa John's app, or call the Salem location at 812-883-3369. Each New York pizza is $13 for a one-topping pie and is available for purchase until March 13th. The New York-style pizza is a classic that reigns supreme, so we're excited to offer consumers this foldable crust favorite made with our fresh, never-frozen dough. Stop in and see our new store manager, Shelby Lehman, today about setting up a fundraiser for your nonprofit event. Also, they're still hiring drivers and inside help. Apply online at harry.com, the HARRI.com. Remember, hot, fresh pizza is just a phone call away, 812-883-3369.
Commissioner Neidig, can I have a quick word?
Of course, Governor. What can I do for you?
Well, I just want to say thank you.
For what, sir?
For your service.
Well, Governor, you're welcome. And you know that I'm incredibly passionate about what we do at the IHSAA.
Oh, I do, and I share your passion. Without the IHSAA, we'd be without something incredibly important to our state's culture and to me, the boys and girls basketball state tournaments.
Without Hoosier hysteria, Indiana just wouldn't be Indiana, would it?
You're absolutely right, it wouldn't. And after all these years, I still can't seem to prepare myself for the excitement of the tournament.
Governor, the only way you can prepare for Hoosier hysteria is by getting your ticket.
line. Nobody does basketball like Indiana. This is high school basketball. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. Halftime score from Eastern. Musketeers on top of the Charlestown Pirates, 23-20 here. Mike, you get some thoughts on this first half, buddy.
Well, I thought we kind of played sluggish, kind of fell in love with the outside shot. And really not kind of, we did fall in love with the outside shot. And, you know, we allowed them to do what they wanted. They were patient, got what they wanted on offense. And, you know, they're keeping the game where they wanted to keep it at, you know. And I said they didn't want to get into a running match and get in the 60s and 70s, and it's 23-20. So it's right where they wanted at. You know, a 40s game is where they want to be, and we've got to turn it up. You know, we can't, you know, allow them to take 40, 45-second possessions, and we got to finish around the rim.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mikey. And I looked through the stats there. We out-rebounded them. We had more assists than they did. We had less turnovers than they did. They didn't shoot any free throws in the first half. We only shot 4, hit 2 of 4. But the one thing you touched on was the outside shots. You know, when we take 23 shots in the first half and 14 of them are threes, and we have a 3-point lead, and that just tells me, looking at the floor without even looking at that Jacob Cherry didn't touch the ball enough.
No, he was 1 of 2 from the field. I mean, he hit the first shot of the game, and then he missed one he should have got down, you know, late, but they haven't went to him. And you got to give, you know, Charlestown a little bit of credit on that, as they're physical with him down there, but we're not allowing Jacob to even go to work down there and get position. You know, we're reversing the basketball before we have an opportunity, or we're jacking it up before he has an opportunity to get open in the post.
So, you know, we'll it's kind of a, you know, we have the lead. We got a 3-point lead here at halftime, but it reminds me a lot of last Saturday night from the Paoli game when we were down 18-11, and we'll see if we come out and get the same response from this team tonight as we did last Saturday night.
Well, and I think that's going to start with how I did last Saturday night on defensive end. You know, I think we allowed 4 points the second half to Paoli or something like that. It's going to start right there. You know, defense leads the offense in transition, and we got to do a better job. They've got a lot of easy shots, either off offensive rebounds or breakdown plays. We have to execute down here on the defensive end and not allow that.
I agree, Mikey. Yeah, and I think they will. I think there's probably a good conversation there in the locker room at halftime from Coach, and these kids seem to respond to him whenever, you know, he's directing them and coaching them up, and I look for him to come out here in the second half and like you said, extend the defense and hopefully speed them up here a little bit, and we'll get going and try to stretch this thing out a little bit here. But it'll be, I believe it'll be Musketeer basketball to start this second half, as the Musketeers will go back with their starters as they had Nancy Edlin, Caleb Jones, Kate Jones, Jacob Cherry, and Kate Temple. For the Charlestown Pirates, they'll go back with Helton, Benner, Connell, Phelps, and Pickerel.
You know, and we've got to learn to start playing. You know, you're ranked 11th in 2A. You're starting to get a little recognition. You've got to start playing. You've got a bullseye on your back now.
Yeah.
You've got to start playing like you're 11th ranked team in 2A and 12-2 for a reason.
Musketeer basketball. And Yancey Edlin left side now to KT. Back out to Edlin. Edlin out top now tries to get a backdoor, and that's the second time in 2 weeks that's happened. That exact same thing's happened where we've read that wrong and turned the basketball over. Now the Musketeers cross court to Caleb Jones. Now down low to Jacob Cherry. Cross court to Yancey. Yancey drives down the middle, pulls up, nothing there as Helton pulls down the rebound. He up ahead to Phelps.
I think right now you've got to maybe pull Yancey, settle him down a little bit. He's had 2 bad possessions right here. Just let him understand, you know, let the game come to you.
Yeah, you know, and I know he knows that he needs to, they're covering these guys so much that he's going to have some open looks. There, you just can't drive it into traffic like that and get yourself in trouble. As the Pirates miss on a possession, now the Musketeers with another chance to score here. Temple out top. Right side to Cade Jones. Jones stepped back for a 15-footer. No good. Rebounded out of there by Benner. And he'll get it off to Helton. Both teams off to a slow start here to start this second half. Pickerel to Phelps. Phelps with a little step through, lays it up off the glass and got it. 23-22. Timeout, Eastern. And it's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here, but I just wanted to mention it was homecoming night. So congratulations to our Prince and Princess and our King and Queen. The Prince and Princess was Sarah McBride and Garrett Drury, both freshmen. And the King and Queen, which is always a senior, was Hannah Drury and Chris Van Galen, foreign exchange students. Mikey says it's rigged, and but I was kind of hoping it would come out like that. Being a parent, I wanted to see both my kids win it. So congratulations to them, and a special congratulations to Chris Van Galen. That's something that he could take back to the Netherlands, being a foreign exchange student, being our king. Basketball homecoming king this year. Great kid. Love having him around here and having him on the basketball team, and look forward to hopefully he does good things in the future over in the Netherlands. But we're back to the game here in Eastern's basketball. It'll go right side to Cade Jones. Back to Temple. Now left side to Caleb. Caleb, cross court to Cade. Cade will let a long three go, and he got it. Mike, if you give him time to see the basket, there's a good chance it's going to go in.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Here's Benner, and the ball's going to be stripped away, but there's going to be a foul called, and I think it's going to be on Cade Temple. I'm not sure. It will be on Temple. He doesn't need a lot of time, but when he's got time to look at the basket, get his feet set, square up, there's a good chance it's going in.
Yeah.
Here's Helton, inbound to Phelps. Off back to Helton, cross court now to Benner. Back out top to Pickerel. 26-22, 5:49 to go here in the third. Pickerel now. Left side to Connell. Connell drives it down the middle. Maybe he got away with the travel there, yes. Benner now in the middle. Left side to Pickerel. He'll float a three up and got it. 26-25. Musketeers with a 1-point lead. Ball stolen away by Phelps. Phelps on the right side off the glass and got it. 27-26. Charlestown with a 1-point lead now. Temple now drives. Turnaround jumper. Up, got it. 28-27 now. Musketeers back on top by one. Phelps high post to Benner. Back to Helton. Helton's going to try to drive from the right side. Throws it up. Nothing there. Rebounded by Yancey Edlin. Off to Caden Temple. Temple now on the run down the middle of the lane. Going to be fouled. It looks like Benner, and will send Caden Temple to the line to shoot two. It will be on Benner. Benner's third, team's first foul. Both teams with one foul here in the second half. As KT will step to the line here to shoot two. He eyes the first one. It's up and good. KT back up the line, lets the second one up, and it's also good. So Musketeers back out to a 3-point lead, 30-27. 4:40 to go here in the third. Pickerel out top. Looks like it's going to be a turnover here. Thought it could have been deflected, but it wasn't. Back over to the Musketeers. We need a good possession right here, Mikey.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Caden kind of took that steal a little bit personal there. Last two times down the floor, he's been really aggressive. High post to Jacob Cherry. Cross court to Caleb Jones. Jones will let three go. He got it! That's two by Caleb tonight.
Yeah.
And I know he's no worse than 2 for 4. He may be 2 for 3. That ball stolen away by Jacob Cherry. Now Cade Jones out top. Caleb inside to Jacob Cherry. Cherry spins, dumps it down to KT. Over to Caleb. Caleb will let 3 more go. He got it again. Big shots by Caleb Jones right there to push this out to a 9-point lead. I like seeing that, Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about finding a score when things ain't going well, and he stepped up tonight, and, we talked, they wasn't guarding him early, and they still really haven't guarded him, and he's stepping up. Now you're going to have to make an adjustment. You're going to have to come out and guard him, and, it opens up that middle inside for him, and, hopefully this will get us going. As you see coming to the timeouts and coming to the bench, KT and some, let's go. They're getting fired up a little bit. So, this is kind of a crucial point for Charlestown with 3:40 to go here in the third. And we've stretched it out to the biggest lead of the night at 9. A stop here and another bucket, you kind of might start breaking their back a little bit.
Yeah, going into the half, we talked about Caleb Jones. He was 1 for 3 in the first half. From 3, and so he's 3 for 5 from the 3-point line this game.
But here's the thing: we talked about at the half, 14 attempts from the 3-point line. We've shot at least 3 or 4 here in the second half, but they've been within the offense in and out.
Yep. So it'll be Charlestown basketball with 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. Musketeers stretched it out here a little bit, 36-27 now. As I look for Charlestown, I don't know how deliberate you can be. You can't do it for very long, I don't think, Mikey. Ball's inside to Pickerel. Pickerel to Phelps. Phelps up. He got it. He's done a nice job tonight.
Yeah, he has. Well, KT went for the steal there, got us out of position. He didn't get it.
Almost a foul there by Phelps. KT now to Edlin. Now to Jacob. Jacob Cherry inside. Cherry goes to work. Cross court to KT. KT let 3 go. No good. Jacob Cherry fighting for it, and we're going to get a foul on Ottersbox. Don't necessarily agree with that one. I think that's pretty much a no call, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Down low to Jones, and he misses it. He got fouled, though. We're going to have two shots, though, for Caleb. Short-armed it just a little bit there. That'll be 3 on Ottersbox as Caleb Jones will step the line with 2 shots here. First one by Jones is no good.
Stepped off the line. You got to stay there.
So Caleb with 1 more coming to him here. Second one is no good also. Rebounded by Caleb Jones. Now Cade blocked away. Caleb comes up with it. Caleb's going to drive baseline, lead off the glass, and got it.
That'll make up for 2 missed free throws.
Kid's got a different motor tonight, Mikey.
I like it.
Yeah. Here's Pickerel. Now Helton for 3. No good. Rebounded by Jacob Cherry. Off to Caden Temple. Now the Musketeers looking to run. Backs it back out. Now Yancey. Yancey lines it up. No good. And that's got to be it. I thought it was a foul on Ottersbox pushing him out that hard. I mean, they're going to get Jacob Cherry for a foul here.
I thought it is probably a good call. Both of them are very physical on it.
Branson White checking in for Yancey. Now the Pirates. 9-point deficit, 2.5 to go here in the third. Here's Thurman in now. Out top to Pickerel. Back to Thurman. Thurman drives middle. Looks for the back cut, nothing there. Now off to Ottersbox. Now here's Pickerel for a 3, and he got it. 38-32, 6-point lead for the Musketeers. Temple, left side to Caleb. Caleb inside to Jacob Cherry. Cherry gets the ball stolen away as Thurman comes up with it. Now Picker on a run out from the right side, lays it off the glass. No good. Blocked away. Jacob Cherry comes up with it up ahead to Cade Jones. He goes in, lays it off the glass, and got it.
I don't like the one hand right there, but we'll take the layup.
Yes, absolutely. I was seeing flashbacks there for a minute.
Yeah, I was too. And I'm glad he went for the layup. But I'd like to see two hands on the basketball right there.
As Eli Guthrie will check in and replace Jacob Cherry with 1:30 to go here in the third quarter, 40-32, Musketeers on top. As Connell checks back in and replaces Ottersback. Caden Temple now. Left side to Caleb. Caleb looks inside Eli. Nothing there. Now goes to Cade Jones. Jones over to Branson White. Now to KT. KT going to drive middle. Now to Caleb. Caleb will let three more go. And he got it again.
Why not? Why not?
(43-32). Connell. Over to Thurman. Thurman's going to get called for a travel. Turnover with 54 seconds to go here in the third. Musketeers with a chance.
I'm no Einstein, but I think I'm going to 24.
Heat check moment, right, Mikey?
Oh, I'd have done let it fly by now.
Coach is backing them off here. We're down to 39 seconds. Now KT on the left side. Cross court to Cade Jones. Jones back to Temple. Temple. Now to Caleb. Caleb's going to heat check it for three and no good.
I could go to him again.
Caleb now goes to Branson. Branson to Cade. Cade goes up for the shot, nothing there, and we're going to be out of bounds, and it'll be back to the Pirates as Cade come down on it as he was out of bounds there. Charlestown basketball, 9.8. Here's Pickerel. Pickerel on the move, brings it across court, gives it off to Connell. Connell down the middle of the lane. Over to Thurman for a three. Got it at the buzzer. That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Musketeers on top of the Charlestown Pirates, 43-35. We'll step away, hear a word from our sponsors. Be back to you to give you fourth quarter action. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Yo, listen up. Papa John's is rolling out their New York-style pizza. The oversized pizza has 8 big foldable slices with just the right balance of crust and toppings. Order one today online, your Papa John's app, or call the Salem location at 812-883-3369. Each New York pizza is $13 for a one-topping pie and is available for purchase until March 13th. The New York-style pizza is a classic that reigns supreme, so we're excited to offer consumers this foldable crust favorite made with our fresh, never-frozen dough. Stop in and see our new store manager, Shelby Lehman, today about setting up a fundraiser for your nonprofit event. Also, they're still hiring drivers and inside help. Apply online at harry.com, the HARRI.com. Remember, hot, fresh pizza is just a phone call away, 812-883-3369.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. Start of the fourth quarter, 43-35. Musketeers on top of the Charlestown Pirates. It will be Charlestown basketball to start this fourth quarter with Pickerel, Helton, Thurman, Connell, and Phelps on the floor for the Pirates. For the Musketeers is Jones, Guthrie, Temple, and Branson White. Now here's Helton for a three, and he got it. That cuts the lead to 5, 43-38. High post out of Guthrie. Guthrie down, back to Temple. Temple looks to work on Phelps. Steps through, throws it up, no good. He'll be fouled and go to the line to shoot two. Pretty physical little matchup there, Mike.
Yeah.
KT steps the line. The first one's on the way, and it's good. Temple with one more coming to him. He lets it go, and he got it again. 45-38 with 7.5 to go here in the ball game. Helton walking across now. He's going to drive in from the right side, laid off the glass and got it. There'll be a foul on Cade Temple as Helton will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
You know, we've had our opportunities and we just haven't put them away here in the second half.
Helton eyes the free throw. It's up, and he rolls it in. That cuts it back to a 4-point game, 45-41. Musketeers on top. Temple has it left side to Cade Jones. Jones looking in. On a drive baseline. Cross court to Branson. Now out to Temple. Temple now up with a shot. The runner, no good. Gets his own rebound, and he'll bring it back out. Caleb inside to Eli. Eli was stripped away. Turnover. Now Thurman for the Pirates. Off to Helton. Helton's three. Got it! 45-44. Musketeers with a 1-point lead. Charlestown not going away. We're going to have a timeout by Coach Fribble to be a full timeout. And we'll keep it here, Mikey. As Yancey Ellen will check back in. As it looks like the Musketeers will go back with the starters, Mikey. But, you know, to your point you just said, I mean, we've just allowed them just to hang around here. And now we're getting down into crunch time, and they got a little confidence now.
Yeah, well, you know, Helton's got confidence. He did, 3 threes here in the fourth quarter. So, it starts with the defensive end, and we've allowed them. We're not out contesting shots. Down here we've had 2 or 3 sloppy possessions where he turned it over, not got good shots. And that's how this whole game's been for us. We haven't been sharp like we have in the past.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing's really seemed to be really crisp. The ball reversals, the ball movement, the things we kind of hang our hats on, I don't want to say looking unselfish. When we look unselfish, it's like we're playing really well. And I haven't seen that a whole lot tonight.
Well, and I agree. And it almost feels like that we're not playing with that confidence we've been playing with. We didn't step on the floor feeling like we were the best team. And, now we're having to battle that we've allowed them to stick around for 3.5 quarters.
Is it one of those things where, the mindset's a 4-9 team coming to town and we got this?
It could be.
Here's Jacob Cherry now to Caleb Jones. Right side now to Cade Temple. Out top to Cade. Cade will let 3 go. And no good. Out of bounds. It'll be Charlestown basketball with a chance to retake the lead here. Connell now gives it to Pickerel. Pickerel now looks to go to work. Off to Connell. Connell let 3 go and no good. Rebounded by Thurman, and he'll be fouled by Jacob Cherry. Not a very good block out right there. Jacob had position on him.
Yeah, we're just getting outworked right now.
Helton triggered in. He'll get it into Thurman. Now tries to go inside. Ball's tipped away. Thurman cross court now as Pickerel picks it up, and he'll back it back out. Temple guarding him. Right side to Thurman. Thurman drives middle. Tries to dump it down to Phelps as it's turned over, and Cade Temple picks it up and gives it off to Yancey Edlin. Now back to Temple as he'll walk it across the timeline. Left side to Yancey. Now to Caleb. Caleb, down low to Jacob. Jacob goes to work off the glass. It should have been an and one. 47-44. 5.5 to go in the ball game. Phelps to Thierman. Thierman now at the top of the key. Off to Connell. Connell will dribble it back out top. Spins. Tipped away. Pickerel picks it up. We're going to have a timeout by Charlestown, and it'll be a 30-second timeout, Mikey.
Well, the last two possessions, we've turned our defense up a notch. And, I think you got to turn it up one more time and really start pressuring them. You know, but what we did offensively right there, it's got to be 508 of that right there.
So you're saying number 30 needs to touch the ball for about 5 minutes here?
Well, and I don't know the exact. That might be his third shot all night.
Yeah.
And that young man needs 12 to 15 shots a night.
And I'll say this too, Mikey, and he's got to work hard to get the basketball too. I mean, he's got to want the basketball and demand the basketball too. And on the other hand, we got to give it to him.
That's the next level for him, is demanding the basketball. He doesn't do that.
Here's Pickerel now for Charlestown. Off the Benner. Left side to Helton. Helton. Out top to Pickerel. Right side to Connell. Connell. Now Pickerel. Left side to Helton. Helton's going to let a long one go. No good. Rebounded by Connell. Now Pickerel for a three. No good. Rebounded by Helton again. We can't rebound out of this zone, Mikey. Here's Helton. Benner, high post. He'll go to work on Cherry. Lay it up the left hand. No good. Rebounded by Caleb Jones. Got numbers here, Mikey, if we take advantage of them. Temple. On the left corner. Now goes to Jacob. Out top to Yancey now. We're at 4:19 to go in the contest. The Musketeers up 3. Now Kate Temple. Left side to Yancey. Yancey. To Caleb. Caleb will let 3 more go. No good. Rebounded by Jacob Cherry as he flips it out to Yancey Edlund. Now to Cade. Inside now to Jacob. Back to Yancey. Yancey for a 3. No good.
You know, them are shots we don't need right now.
Under 4. 47. 44 Musketeers on top. Phelps on the work. Now Helton. Helton will let another 3 go. No good. Phelps with the rebound. Up off the glass. No good. Yancey Edlund with the rebound. Coach Bribble saying, whoa, get off the gas for a minute. Here's Cade Jones on the left side. Gets it inside. Dumps it down to Caleb. Off the glass and got it. And 1. You know, we talked about it a little bit earlier with Caleb in a different motor, a different gear, but it's been a different gear here for him tonight. I mean, just that cut right there through the lane is an example of how hard he's playing tonight. Free throw by Jones is up and good. Caleb's had a great night tonight. Career night.
When shots are falling, you tend to pick it up a lot, and you know, you got to start taking it personal when they don't guard you.
There's Connell, 50-44 now. Musketeers with a 6-point lead with 3 minutes to go in the contest. Pickerel out top for the Pirates. Pickerel, left side to Helton. Helton will back out. Now goes to Pickerel top of the key. Ball's almost stolen away. Now he gets it off to Benner. Benner will back out again. Phelps looking to go to work on Edlund. Now to Benner. Benner over to Pickerel. Down low to Phelps. Phelps caught underneath the basket and tipped away out of bounds by Jacob Cherry, and will stay with the Pirates. Nobody in the bonus right now. Charlestown with 5 team fouls. Musketeers 4. Charlestown basketball underneath their own basket. Here's Helton set to trigger it in. This bad pass as Temple and Edlund get together and kick it out of bounds here and turn it back over to the Pirates as Ottersbach will check back in for Benner with 2:27 to go in the contest. Still 50-44 Musketeers.
We dodged about 3 bullets
Yeah,
in
we
3
did.
seconds.
Pickerel now, triggered in, throws it up to Ottersbach. Ooh. He must have been on the line because he threw it off of Helton's leg over there. But
that's what they called. So great effort, great effort.
Yep. Pickerel out top to Helton. Now Connell on the right side. Back out top to Pickerel. Pickerel now to Phelps. Phelps goes to work, carries the basketball, no call. Now he's going to throw it out of bounds. Turnover Pirates, back to the Musketeers. With 2:10 to go here in the contest. Musketeers basketball. Temple with it. Now to Edlin. Turnover. No, not a turnover. Here's Caleb Jones. Tries to dump it off to Cade Jones. Throws it out of bounds. Another turnover for the Musketeers.
He's just got to shoot that one right there.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to have a timeout here. It'll be a full timeout, so we'll step away here. Word from our sponsors. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Commissioner Neidig, can I have a quick word?
Of course, Governor. What can I do for you?
Well, I just want to say thank you. For what, sir? For your service.
Well, Governor, you're welcome. And you know that I'm incredibly passionate about what we do at the IHSA.
Oh, I do, and I share your passion. Without the IHSAA, we'd be without something incredibly important to our state's culture and to me, the boys and girls basketball state tournaments.
Without Hoosier hysteria, Indiana just wouldn't be Indiana, would it?
You're absolutely right, it wouldn't. And after all these years, I still can't seem to prepare myself for the excitement of the tournament.
Governor, the only way you can prepare for Hoosier hysteria is by getting your ticket.
Oh, you know I'll be the first in line.
Nobody does basketball like Indiana. This is high school basketball. This is Indiana. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. 2 minutes to go in the contest. Musketeers holding on to a 6-point lead, 50-44 to be Charlestown basketball's help walks across. Goes right side to Connell now. Looks inside to Benner. Benner in a little bit of trouble. Back to Pickerel. Shot fake. Pull up for an 8-footer. No good. Phelps with the rebound. Up. Blocked away by Jacob Cherry. Connell comes up with it. He'll let a 3 go, and he got it. Cuts the lead to 3. 50-47 now. Down to a minute and a half. Temple with it out top. Cade Jones on the left side. Looking inside. Gets it inside to Jacob Cherry. Cherry cross court to Caleb. Caleb thought about a 3. Nothing there. Back it back out and give it off to Yancey Edlin.
They're not going to guard him. Just stand out there with it.
Yancey drives down the middle. Gives it back to Caleb. Now to KT. Now to Cade Jones on the left wing. He'll go back inside to Jacob Cherry. Back out to Caleb. Caleb hands it off to Yancey. Yancey back to Caleb. Down to under a minute. And we're going to have a foul. That'll be just the 16th foul on the Pirates. As Otterbach will check back in for Connell. Yancey Edlin set the trigger in for the Musketeers with 51 seconds to go in the contest. Up 50-47. As Edlin will get it into Caleb Jones. Back to Edlin. Yancey. Down to the baseline. Up ahead to Cade Jones. Jones up off the glass and got it. I thought that help was going to get him coming down through there, Mikey.
Yeah.
52-47. Steal away by KT. Temple going to be fouled by Pickerel. That'll send Cade Temple to the line for a 1-and-1 as Connell set to check back in. Temple, KT's been really good at the free throw line tonight. Mikey, see if he can knock 2 more down here. Musketeers with a 52-47 lead with 32 seconds to go in the contest. stretch it out. Hits both of these to 2-point lead. He misses the first, so forget that. Rebounded out there by Charlestown with 28 seconds. Now here's Helton. Helton from the right side. Up. No good. Rebounded out there by Benner. Now off to Phelps. Shot fake. Baseline now. Up off the glass. No good again. Here's Helton. No good. Another rebound. Phelps with a rebound. Blocked away by Jacob Chariot. Caleb Jones will be fouled by Helton after about 5 shots by Charlestown down there. Mikey, did you get all that?
Not even close. And I don't even know that half of them were shot attempts. It was just being balls batted up hitting the rim.
So we'll send Caleb Jones to the line. I'm not sure what's going on here. So we got a technical foul here, Mikey, or some sort. There's Caleb's first free throw is good.
I don't know what's going on.
I think there's a technical because Caleb just looked over. Coach Pribble said, "Hey, you want me to shoot the 2 technicals too?" And I think Coach told him no. So he's going to send Cade up to the line to shoot the technical fouls here. I don't blame Caleb. I'd want to shoot him too. Cade Jones's free throw was up and no good. He should have let Caleb shoot him.
Yep.
So Cade will have one more here to try to stretch this out to an 8-point lead. Second one's up and no good again. Caleb just kind of looks at Coach Pribble. Coach is just laughing. A 7-point lead with 8.7 seconds to go in the contest. Musketeer basketball comes into Caleb. Caleb will be fouled again and have a chance to go back to the line and shoot some more free throws. He'll shoot 2 this time. So Caleb eyes the first one here. It's on the way and no good.
We've missed a lot of free throws tonight as well, Wes.
So Caleb will have one more coming to him. The second one is up and good. 55-47, 7 seconds to go. Pickerel with it. Now off to Connell. Back to Pickerel. Up ahead to Benner. Benner will let a long 3 go. No good. And that'll be the end of the ball game. Musketeers come out with a victory over the Charlestown Pirates and a Mid-Southern Conference victory. 55-47. We'll step away here. Word from our sponsors. Be back to you to give you post-game stats and hopefully get a word with Coach Pribble in just a moment. You're listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana.
Hey, Carrie, you know how we like to say that high school sports are the purest form of amateur sports?
Pure spirit, pure sport. That's Indiana high school athletics.
Well, I learned something the other day that further proves that.
I'm interested. Tell me more, Chris.
Well, we all know what amateur means, but do you know the root of its meaning? It means for the love of.
Wow, you're right. That really does reinforce the idea that high school sports are the purest form of sport.
Fans, I'm IHSA Assistant Commissioner Chris Kaufman.
And I'm Assistant Commissioner Carrie Rosati.
If you want to watch sports in their purest form, get a ticket and go support your high school sports teams.
Everyone there, from the players and coaches to the fans and officials, they are there simply for the love of the game.
Pure spirit.
Pure sport.
This is pure spirit. This is pure sport. This is your IHSAA.
It's so good to have
sports fans back in the stands this year, isn't it? I couldn't agree more. We've missed their cheers, their energy, their spirit, and their support. When you buy a ticket to high school athletic events, you're not only supporting your school's athletic department, you're also supporting your school's second classroom. That's because the court, the gym, and the pool are where student athletes learn valuable life lessons that will guide them the rest of their lives. From teamwork and time management to responsibility and respect, I'm Brian Lewis, a proud Jasper Wildcat. And I'm Robert Falcons, a South Bend LaSalle Lion. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. We're also both educators, so we know firsthand that high school sports aren't just about winning and losing. They're about learning and growing, too. So, buy a ticket to your high school's athletic events and support the education of teens in your community.
This is supporting your school. This is supporting your community. This is your IHSAA.
It's hard to believe that in 1972, fewer than 300,000 girls played high school sports in the U.S. It's true. Today, more than 3 million girls play high school sports, and it's all thanks to Title IX. When Title IX passed 50 years ago, it created a level playing field for women and girls in high school athletic programs. I'm Sandra Walter, a proud Brookville Greyhound. And I'm Carrie Rosati, a proud Ross Valley Royal. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association. We're also former athletic directors, so we understand the impact that high school sports have on the lives of teenage girls, and how Title IX has paved the way for generations of female student athletes across the country, including right here in Indiana. Playing high school sports opens doors for girls on the playing field and beyond. We're both living proof that when girls are given the chance to play, they're given the chance to thrive.
This is empowerment. This is opportunity. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Eastern High School here. Post-game, Musketeers come away with a Mid-Southern Conference victory tonight over the Charlestown Pirates, 55-47. Mikey, just, kind of one of those games that we probably wanted to play tonight. I know Coach would probably say different. He didn't probably want to see the things we had to go through and fight through. Probably would have liked to come out here with a little bit easier victory than what we got tonight. But I'll tell you what, I think it showed some things about his team that he hadn't seen yet. The one thing that pops in my mind is that Caleb Jones can't score the basketball when he needs to.
Yeah, I agree. And, not only did it see some things that is bonus, but it also, in my opinion, showed you some things you need to work on. Teams are going to start playing you different. You're going to have to figure out how to score. And, when you start getting other guys scoring, it just makes it a lot more difficult for them.
Well, we got Coach Pribble here with us now. You got us, Coach?
Yeah.
Appreciate you stopping by and talking us with us. Congratulations on another Mid-Southern Conference victory tonight. Hard-fought victory. Found some more things out about your team. Me and Mikey was just talking about. And the one big thing that I did say is we found out that Caleb Jones can score the basketball tonight.
That's very true, which was good because a lot of teams kind of started thinking, well, he's the guy they can help off of. So hopefully that kind of sends a message that he can knock in shots, and he's willing to do that.
Talk a little bit about the changes you made from halftime going forward. Me and Mikey talked about it, kind of a look back to last Saturday night of how were we going to respond coming out at halftime, and what were we going to do?
Well, I think we almost had too much movement in our offense early in the first half. Our focal point's Jacob, because if you get it in there, great things happen every time. So we needed to throw it in there, but we were struggling on getting it to him. So we made it to where Cade was our post feeder. And if he post feeds, it's a very easy kick out back out to him for a three if they leave. And typically they just don't leave him. So then Jacob can actually work in there a little bit. Now they doubled from the backside, which is why Caleb was able to make so many shots, because he caught it wide open every time on the perimeter, because that was their game plan, which leading up to tonight was a good game plan. And we had talked about it throughout the last week or maybe 2 weeks about how teams were going to start guarding us. And that was kind of what we envisioned. And now, it's good to see that that's what's happened. And then Caleb was able to step up and do what he did.
So basically what you're saying, I'm going to kind of put you on the spot here, is your team is getting to a point to where they can adjust when need to.
It took us a little longer than I would like to, but yeah, we adjusted.
The thing I look at the first half to the second half is I thought in the first half you kind of rushed a three-point shot. In the second half, I thought it was a little more out of the offense. And there were, 14 three-point attempts the first half to, I believe, 10 the second half, but then 10 were out of the offense, inside out or off the drive kick.
Yep.
And, that's the things I thought is a big difference in the three-point shot between the first and second half. I thought, we struggled to rebound a little bit tonight.
Well, we were doing some. Our defensive stuff was a little bit different. We were trying to make them. We were trying to speed them up. So we were going a little bit of run and jump. We did some different trapping and whatnot that we don't typically do, but we were just trying to do that to create turnovers. So because of that, you're not necessarily on a guy, which does make the rebounding part a little tougher. So I will defend our guys a little bit on that, but yeah, we did struggle. But that was kind of part of what we were working on too.
Moving forward, you and I talked about it last night. The schedule doesn't get any easier. Any conference game is not going to be easy no matter what the opponent's record is in this conference. But, you kind of touched on knowing the focus is going to be on Cade and Jacob. What can you do to make things a little easier for Jacob going forward? Because you know the double teams are coming, and, he's taking a beating down there night in, night out.
Well, there's not a lot we can do on that part. We can stretch him out to the perimeter, and we can get him to where he sets ball screens before he dives. But really, that's what I want. If you tell me before every single game that two guys are going to guard one of our players, and we get to play 4-on-3 with the rest of them, I'd be pretty happy about that. So I prefer teams continue to do that. We're going to get to where we understand how to get it into him, even with the double team there. So then we'll kick it out, and we'll be able to get, like, Caleb doesn't have to catch it on the perimeter every time. He can dive and catch it and lay it in, which is what we ended up getting. I think our last 2 points, our last made field goal, was Cade Jones diving on that backside, and he caught it from Jacob off a double team and lays it in. That's what we're looking for, because when they double, you can't double the post and stay focused on Cade the way that you should. You can't do them both. And if you do, then you leave everybody else wide open, which, I like our chances if KT and Yancey and Caleb are catching it wide open.
Well, I got one more question, and I'll let Wes finish up. Why did you not let Caleb shoot the technical free throws?
Well, Cade's our best free throw shooter. Now, I understand the whole, Caleb just hit 2, but he just hit 2, and he went to the line the next possession and missed it. So,
I think we both know why you had Cade shooting the free throws, but I just thought it was really good that, Caleb's basically begging you.
Oh, I know.
And then when Cade
he said, Coach, if I make them both, he said it before he shot, Coach, if I make them both, can I shoot it? And I said, no, but make your free throws.
And then I saw the eye after Cade missed his too. I was like, that's funny. That's just good stuff there, between coach and player, and I enjoy seeing that. But the last question I have is to kind of go back to the start of the game tonight. Do you feel like the being out of school for 3 days here and not being in school, kind of being in routine, and playing a team comes in 4-9 have been struggling a little bit? Do you think that had a little bit to do with the way your team responded in the first half tonight?
I think the school part does. I don't think the 4-9 bothers our guys. We played against a Salem team, a New Wash team, a Crawford team. We can name a few of them that have had bad records, and we still came out and played well from the start. But us not being in school, this is really like a Saturday game, except we don't get to come in and get our guys focused in the morning and get them up early and have a morning shoot around to where we can get shots in, get them to where now they go home, and instead of sleeping in from, we're going from 2 a.m. to sleeping in till 11, which is what most of them probably did because they're teenagers. It would have been going to sleep a little bit earlier, waking up at 8 a.m. to come in for a 9 a.m. shoot around, focusing on Charlestown, going through film together, and then specifically talking about it in the morning. And then maybe just taking a nap at home or not napping at all and actually, having your body up and moving. That's typically what we do. So that's more of the problem, I think. But also Charlestown, did you notice, I didn't think whenever they closed out, I didn't think we ever just got a straight line drive very easily. They defended the ball, and their closeouts were really good. And they had solid athletes, I thought, at every spot. Even down to their smaller guy, like number 20, he was still really quick.
He was.
So they had good guys, or good athletes at every spot. That just made it tough. A lot of teams that we play against, when we get a skip like that from, we're looking at Jacob in the post, we don't throw it and we skip it out. A lot of times we can just get a straight line drive and just blow by that defender because of a bad closeout. But, credit to Charlestown, they did a really good job.
Well, real quick, let's touch, got 2 next weekend. You go to Springs Valley, and then you come home to another conference county rival, Salem. what can we look forward to seeing? What Springs Valley? We know what Salem's got. We've seen them once this year, but what can we see going over to Springs Valley Friday night?
They're about the same team that they were last year. So we went into overtime with them last year. I know that people say we're better than we were last year, which I do think is true, but also so are they. They've got a lot of the same guys back like we do. They work really hard. They're really aggressive. They make a lot of things happen. They create a lot of turnovers. So we're going to have to make sure we're disciplined, we execute, and if we do that, we can come out of there with a win. But that would be a very tough game Friday night at Springs Valley.
Well, that was the last thing I was going to talk about is next weekend's game, and that kind of leads into the following week, Coach, with another short week because I believe you play
Henryville on Thursday.
Henryville on Thursday, so it kind of shortens it up there a little bit on you. But we won't keep you. Congratulations on another win. Enjoy this one for a week. Be back at it. I know you guys got something special planned for tomorrow. Practice, get the kids out, kind of lay their hair down a little bit, I guess what you could say, and have some fun other than with basketball.
Yeah, I told our guys, I said, if they can beat like 120, I said, then they might be able to beat me in bowling. But I don't know if I can do any better than that.
Well, again, thanks for stopping by and chatting with us a little bit. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
It's Coach Pribble, head coach of the Eastern High School Musketeers. We appreciate him stopping by and chatting with us as always. Again, Mikey, just a lot of fun calling these ball games. Even when we probably didn't play as well as what we could tonight, they still found a way to win. Kind of some good storylines in that game with Caleb and the way he performed tonight. Career high. I'm sure it's a career high for him tonight, and the way he shot. Just some good things happening around here.
Yeah, and not to say that Caleb can't do that, because if you look back 2 weeks ago for night against Silver Creek, he stepped up and knocked 6 free throws down to seal that victory against Silver Creek. And but you're exactly right. It's fun to call these games, and it seems like every night you don't know who's going to be that player that steps up for us, and we've had that, and we got to continue to have that. And good teams have off nights, and that's when a team like a Charlestown wants to come in and try to steal one. But good teams, when they have that off night, find a way to win, and that's what we did tonight. And and something I'm going to touch on right now is, as I look down here at the floor, you got a senior down here who struggled at the free throw line tonight. I believe he was 2 for 6. Hasn't even taken his uniform off. He's at the free throw line shooting free throws. And Cade Jones. It just shows the passion and dedication these guys have to this program and how bad they want it this year and the work they're willing to put in. And that's awesome to see right there.
Well, and he understands, Mike. He understands here going forward down the stretch here. He misses 4 free throws in the ball game. It could cost us a ball game, and he don't want to be in that position. He wants to have the basketball in his hand. He wants to be the one to step up to the free throw line when the game's on the line and be able to step up there and knock free throws down.
Yeah, and that's the guy we want to step to the line and knock down the free throws. And hopefully, he had an off night at the line. So be it. He still stepped up, made some shots. Was crucial there in the first half, get us going with some 3-point shots. But I just love seeing that. And bottom line is we come out of here with a victory.
Mikey, I think that pretty much does it. But I still go back to those technical foul free throws. Just the smile on Caleb's face, and he's joking with Coach over here on the sideline. They're able to smile about those things. Kids don't take it personal. They understand. But heck, I'm gonna throw a jab at Coach here and see if he'll just let me step up there and shoot him.
Well, and it just shows the character of this team to be able to do that with a 6 or 7 point lead.
Yeah.
I know there was less than 10 seconds to go, but it just shows the character that these guys have and the relationship the coach has with them. But, once again, it's a great win. And, we haven't done it yet tonight talking about Musketeer Nation. The Lady Musketeers are back in action tomorrow night at Silver Creek against top-ranked 3A team, coming off an impressive win last night. And I thought, and Coach Pribble was with me last night. We both said it was probably the best I've seen them play complete game-wise. So hopefully we can start, carrying that over as, Sunday sectional draw for the girls.
Yep.
so we know who we get in the postseason. So, a lot going on in Musketeer Nation.
And to that girls' game, Mike, you touched on it, how well they played last night, and I've heard it from multiple people. Holly told me, you told me. I listened to the game, and I could tell that they were playing well. But if there's one game you want to go into playing your best basketball, other than sectional, it's this game tomorrow night, because Silver Creek, they're not ranked number 1 in 3A for nothing, defending state champions. I mean, and it is a dogfight every time we go down there. It's going to be a battle.
Yeah, it's not an easy place to go play, and we just got to continue to get better, keep playing well. And if we play well and we go down there and lose, I don't think Coach McBride's going to be upset about it. Now we go down there and we get beaten, we don't play well, that's a little different story. But as long as we continue to get better and play the way we played last night, good things will happen when we get to the postseason and finishing the season out. And we want to try to do that. But do you want me to run through stats real quick before we get off, or you want to
run through them real quick here, Mikey?
First for Charlestown, Centerman with 5, Pickerel with 11, Phillips with 10, Connell with 5, and leading the way was Hilton with 16 for a total of 47. They only shot 1 free throw. They were 1 for 1 from the line. For the Musketeers, they were led in scoring by Caleb Jones with 20, Cade Jones with 19, Branson White with 3, KT with 6, Jacob Cherry with 4, Yancey Edelin with 2, and Eli Guthrie with 1, and we were 10 of 18 from the free throw line. 8 turnovers for the Musketeers to 10 for Charlestown. And the difference in the ball games are free throw line, 10-1 on makes, and, it's an 8-point ball game.
Yeah. So, well, Mikey, good ball game again to call here. Musketeers come away with the victory. If you don't have anything else, we'll get ready to send it back to the station.
Yep, be ready to go tomorrow night.
All right, one more time. Final score here from Eastern tonight. 55-47 as the Musketeers come away with a victory over the Charlestown Pirates in another Mid-Southern Conference basketball game. That'll be it for me, for Mikey and I tonight, as we'll step away and send it back to the station. You've been listening to Musketeer Basketball on WSLM out of Salem, Indiana, and I say God bless and good night.